Hello and welcome to this video, The Secret of Happy Mealtimes. So the question is, why are some mothers of little kids able to create happy, relaxed mealtimes? Why are other mothers so anxious? Why do some families be able to have a great time at the dinner table stress-free and others are just plain old fed up with the situation? In this video, I'll share the answers to these questions so you too can be like these people on the left and have happy, healthy mealtimes. So hi, I'm Lisa. I'm a nutritionist, a naturopath, and a feeding therapist, but I'm also a mother of 3 kids, so I get it. Welcome to my brand new video training where I'll do some myth busting around fussy eating. In this video, you're going to discover my process for creating relaxed, happy mealtimes. This is going to immediately help you feel optimistic for mealtimes in the future. Once you understand my process, you'll be one step closer to this being your reality. So, if you're the parent of a preschooler who isn't eating any veggies, or you're the parent of a school-aged child and you're really struggling to know what to put in the lunchbox, stay with me because you're going to discover how mothers of fussy eaters like you get their kids to eat more vegetables and why it's critical that you address restrictive eating now. So today, the goal of this workshop is simple. It's to help you easily have happy, healthy mealtimes. Today, I'll show you how to take your first step by showing you that there is actually hope. And these 2 little guys in the pictures show that there is hope that your child will eat their vegetables. And that will give you the reason to believe that it can happen to you too. You can be one of the moms who has stress-free, happy mealtimes. Are you ready to make this happen? But before we get started, I need you to understand something. And not understanding this will really hold your children back from eating well. So you've probably been told your child will grow out of it. But what if they don't? Why wait to find out if they will grow out of it when there are methods and strategies that you can use now to get to your happy, healthy mealtimes now? Things I tell you in this video might be pretty different from what you've heard before about fussy eating, but bear with me. The fundamental shift in understanding fussy eating is the reason why my framework works so well. So you've probably even tried to address your child's fussy eating, but it didn't work out the way that you hoped. And today you're going to see how to do this in a whole new way. Maybe you've heard things like, oh, just let them go hungry, or give them what they want, or just do nothing, they'll grow out of it. And you're starting to wonder, is this going to work for my child? And if that sounds familiar, I totally get it. So many mothers of fussy eaters have tried the exact same thing. You've probably heard that little voice of doubt in your head, wondering if it's possible for you. And I'm here to show you that it is. In this video, I'm going to demystify the process of helping your fussy eater and let you get excited for the future. And that will save you lots of sleepless nights and lots of worrying about your child's eating. So now I'm going to share my process with you. And it's a process that I've developed after years of trial and error, and it's called the 5 E's. So if your child isn't eating well, this is going to be a great resource to help them get back on track and get hope for better eating in the future. Maybe you're the parent of a preschool or the parent of a school-aged child, but either way, you're in the right place because after this video, you'll know how to get on track. I developed this framework because I saw so many mothers of fussy eaters get completely sidetracked while trying to get the kids to eat well. For example, I saw mothers of fussy preschoolers trying to get their kids to eat more veggies before they actually knew why their child didn't want to eat the veggies in the first place. I saw parents of school-aged children who didn't have enough variety of food in the lunchbox but they weren't exposing their child to enough variety at home. But before I outline the exact process, you're probably wondering how I got into all this and why I have figured all this out. So let me tell you that first, and then you can understand where this is coming from. So when I started out as a nutritionist, I wanted to change the world. I wanted to help kids have the best health that they could by eating the best diet that they could. And to be honest, when it came to fussy eating, I was hearing a lot of information and I was trying to implement this information with my clients, and it just wasn't working because it wasn't evidence-based. I knew there had to be another way, and there was. And that's why I invested a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of effort to become a feeding therapist. Because once I actually learnt the facts behind fussy eating and began implementing my knowledge with families, then I started to see the big transformational changes that my families needed. So now that I've done this, I want to create better mealtimes on a bigger scale. I want families all around Australia to feel optimistic about their mealtimes and their kids. So if you're ready for whole food loving kids, you're going to love what's coming up. Because this story doesn't stop with me. Everything I'm about to share with you is the exact plan I've followed with many families to better mealtimes. And this led me to want to bring this message to the masses. More importantly, it will help you experience the satisfaction of whole food loving kids for yourself. And that's what I want for you. All mothers of fussy eaters could use this information. So coming up, I'll share just how to do it. So the purpose of the 5 E's is to help you quickly take a step forward so that you can get hope for the future. And to make this super simple, I've created a PDF so you can download it and keep notes and provide even more value from this training. You'll see the download link in this email. So hit the pause button on the video and download your copy. And once you're ready, let's continue. As we go through each part of the framework, I want you to identify obvious areas of opportunity for your current situation. What thoughts does it trigger? Have you been shying away from eating together as a family? Have you stopped exposing your child to new food experiences? So are you ready? Let's get started. So the first E stands for enlightenment. And this is where you realize that there are many root causes for fussy eating. You haven't failed as a parent. You don't just have a naughty child. There are actually lots of things you can do to improve the situation that don't involve force feeding, letting your child go hungry, or ignoring the situation. Did you know that there are genuine reasons why your child may not want to eat? So at this stage of your journey, you may be saying things like, my child won't eat that, or, oh, I didn't realize how important the chair was, or I'm just fed up, I've tried, now I need help. I realize now how many things I was doing wrong. We fall into bad habits, and now I can see how much that mattered. So what resonates with you from this list? Make some notes in your workbook. The next E stands for eating together. So a big step forward towards happy mealtimes is practicing them. Keep the stress levels low and just enjoy the experience. You actually want to try not to focus too much on what your child is eating. Just get back to enjoying your food and having fun. So have you been avoiding mealtimes because they're just too stressful? Take some notes in your workbook. When people start to actually eat together as a family following this framework, they can start to say things like, oh, we can enjoy stress-free family mealtimes. It's not perfect, but it's a start. People will often say to me, this is the first thing we've done that has actually made a difference. And I feel like mealtimes are a lot more positive, which is a big start. So write some notes for you about how you feel about this. Next E is for exposure. So this is all about your child getting exposed to more foods, but in a really low stress situation. And it's these low pressure exposures that are critical. Getting your child comfortable with foods in situations where they know they don't have to eat the food is critical. So reading about food, cooking, craft with food, all these sorts of things. So have a think. Have you actually stopped exposing your child to new food experiences because of their reaction and how it makes you feel? Take some notes. So when people move to this stage in my framework, they're starting to say things like, oh, my child might actually try that. Or the feedback I get is, oh, he licked the beetroot when we were doing the beet tattoos and he thought I wasn't looking. Or he's touching foods he gagged at before. So think about these things. And it's a great example of removing the pressure and just going for low stress exposures and how that can be so helpful. Only once you've been through the first 3 phases can your child be at the point where they can comfortably expand their range of foods. You don't jump from rejection to eating in one step. And I'm sure you've realized that for yourself, and that's why you're here. Did you realize there was actually so much input to get to this point? When families move on to the expansion stage of the process, they're saying things like, he hasn't eaten that since he was a baby. Or he's eating real chicken, not just chicken nuggets. We're eating roast dinners with all the trimmings. Lunch boxes are enviable. Wouldn't that be good? And the final stage of my process is explore. And this is where you've really nailed it. Picture this. It's Christmas. You go to your auntie's house for Christmas dinner and your children sit down and eat the same as everybody else. You don't have to pack special food. You don't need to make excuses. And then imagine it's Friday night. You don't want to cook. You just want to order in Thai. So you can order Thai and you're not paying $10 for your child to eat boiled rice. They'll eat a stir fry or a curry or something different. Food isn't stressful anymore. Family engagements are judgment-free. And then you could be one of the people who is saying this sort of thing. When we went to parties, he couldn't even have the party food in front of him. Now he'll eat the same as the other kids. Or we don't just have to get pizza for dinner. We can get Thai, Japanese, Lebanese, whatever. I'm not worried about taking her overseas and having to pack my own pouches. We'll be able to eat the local food. So take some notes on that. So now that you're clear about how to create happy, healthy mealtimes, the big question is, how do you know the difference between the myths around fussy eating and reality? So hands down, this is the most important key to success for mothers of fussy eaters. Knowing the truth about fussy eating allows you to move forward. So in my next video, I'm going to address one big myth, and this will enable you to work smarter, not harder, with your child. A better result for the same amount of effort? Yes, it is possible. So if you're the mum of a preschooler, this will serve as the foundation to see how you can move forward. And if you're the parent of a primary school age kid, it will be able to quickly see what actually might have been holding you back. I'm also going to introduce you to some stories and provide you a tool that you can download to use as an ongoing reference. Once you know exactly what to do, it's easy to know the difference between myths and reality, and I'll show you how in the next video. But before we go today, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me, what would life look like if you could create happy, healthy mealtimes? How would life be different when you can get this hope for the future? Please reply to this email and let me know. And if you found this video useful, please share it on Facebook, Instagram, or forward it to a friend. What you've learned here today is a simple process for creating happy, healthy family mealtimes. It's a game changer in helping you achieve your goals, and it's a key step along the way to reach contentment. And that's when you can start to be optimistic for your future. Next up, we'll talk about the difference between myths and reality, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you.